Beats, Rhymes, and Life, The Travels of a Tribe Called Quest, a 2011 documentary about the iconic hip-hop group A Tribe Called Quest, directed by Michael Rapaport, chronicles not only the music and legacy of the group, but also the tumultuous group dynamics that have driven the group into challenges throughout their career. This was the choice of Lynn Webb as we continue through September, or as we like to call it, Doc to School, where we watch documentaries. Lynn Webb, how would you like to begin our conversation about Beats, Rhymes, and Life, The Travels of a Tribe Called Quest?
Well, I'm going to be very quick with my thoughts about this film.
No, not at all. Not at all.
No. Because no, we're going to talk.
Oh yeah.
But because I want to get into it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I want to get into it, and I really long time or even short time fans of the Micheaux Mission know how much A Tribe Called Quest means to Vincent.
Absolutely.
If you don't know,
100%.
Look at his shirt.
Look, man.
And it's right there on his shirt.
Look.
The only thing missing is an Ann Vincent at the end. But this documentary from 2011, which came out, when it came out in 2011, it came out in the midst of some controversy because the trailer for this documentary apparently was stolen out of the editing bay and released online before anyone really had a chance to check it out.
That's right.
And the trailer kind of gives you a glimpse into A Tribe Called Quest that they would prefer you not to see, because it shows some behind the scenes footage of some of the tensions, the dysfunction of our favorite tribe that is on display. And this trailer being released online, and mind you, 2011, these are the early days of online, so there's no real true social media to push this out there, or for people to kind of like become like this town that everybody talking about.
Right.
So it's just out there and everybody's just eating.
Right. You just had to deal with it on your own.
On your own, in your own pocket, right? Yeah. And A Tribe, more specifically Q-Tip, had a big problem with the director, Michael Rapaport, for what this film, what the trailer was purporting to show.
Right.
All of this is before the actual movie gets released. And again, this is in the days before streaming. So this film, it has to find some release. And it's in the days of documentaries that, even though this is a documentary featuring one of the most prominent hip hop groups of all time, it still found very limited release.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So you had to go find
this
movie.
Right. And as you said, Q-Tip was a little reticent.
Totally.
Like it's not like they were doing
big tour
screenings and
there was no big promotion.
Yeah.
Not with Tribe behind this. It basically was just finding somebody that's want to put this out there.
Yeah.
But if you were lucky enough to go see this film in the theaters, despite all of the hype, which I remember doing.
Yeah, oh yeah, me too. Yeah.
What you saw was what Michael Rapaport has always purported that he was trying to do. He was trying to give you the true story of A Tribe Called Quest. Their history, how the group came together, how the group worked as a dynamic, their highs, their lows, the dysfunctions, and what worked and didn't work for the group.
Right.
That was always his mission, because he was a creature of the time, a hip hop head.
Oh yeah.
Loved hip hop, and wanted to see it, give it its full flowers, if you will, that it deserved with A Tribe Called Quest, recognizing them for being the groundbreaking group that they were at the time. They do come out in the wake of the Jungle Brothers. They do come out in the wake of De La Soul. But A Tribe Called Quest are the perfect marriage of the eclectic nature of De La and the Jungle Brothers, the true hip hop pedigree of somebody like Run DMC, LL Cool J, but with a full musical background and structure of the greats of all time. And whether or not that is born from the crates in which they dug for their music or just the vibe that these four men created together. Q-Tip, Phife, Ali Shaheed, and Jarobi. They became what we always see hip hop as right there on the big screen or TV screen in front of us, because they were friends who enjoyed being around one another and who just made their styles work. Phife rapped totally in and to himself as a style, and Q-Tip, there's few people who have as original styles as Q-Tip. And Ali Shaheed, a masterful DJ and producer. Mm-hmm. And the three of them came together to create music magic on not one, not two, but three all-time bangers.
Yeah.
All three of their first three albums could easily be in the top 10 hip-hop albums of all time. Mm-hmm. That is how transformative A Tribe Called Quest was. And Michael Rapaport wanted to show how this all came to be, starting with how Phife and Q-Tip met as kids going to at church, the Seventh-day Adventist church. Mm-hmm. Great story about how they met. How Q-Tip would be in the more creative person, went to a more creative bent high school, which is where he met Jarobi. I mean, not Jarobi, Ali Shaheed.
Right.
And those two became good friends. Ali Shaheed, inspired by the DJs in and around Queens, where they grew up. Phife and Jarobi, they become good friends. Phife, look, you can look at Phife and see the street. He might as well just have a street sign sticking out of the back of his T-shirt. He is street. Mm-hmm. That is who Phife is. And Jarobi is easily his best friend.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Best friend for life. You could see those two hooking up and getting together. And then through the friendship of Phife and Q-Tip, those two factions come together to form A Tribe Called Quest. And all of that is on display in this documentary. And it is lovingly done in this documentary. As great as the stories are that are told in this documentary about Phife and how his growing up, Q-Tip and his growing up, Ali, Shaheed, Jarobi, all of them, is Michael Rapaport may have done one of the best documentaries I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. Because the marriage of the stories, the footage, and the music, mm-hmm. the needle drops in this joint, it's absolutely mind-blowing that you almost feel like the documentary feels like a Tribe Called Quest album.
It does.
It feels like the way that their music,
Tribe Called Quest project,
right? The way their music is incorporated into it, it's cut into it, intercut with live footage of them in concert. Archival footage of them on television at parties and the streets, shoot behind the scenes of their video. Everything about this is absolutely magical and introducing you into this world of A Tribe Called Quest. And despite the love that Michael Rapaport has for this group, he is got to give him his props, trying to be a true documentarian and tell a unbiased story
Yeah.
of their history. So even in his relating the story of how this group comes together, he also shares tidbits of how this group almost didn't come together because Ali and Q-Tip, being the more creative and music-minded of this, took this serious. They saw, oh, this rap thing, we can do something with it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We can go someplace with this. Fife, yeah, I can spit, but he was also, out in the streets doing this thing.
And he don't like rules.
And he don't like rules.
Yeah.
And he don't, what do you mean I got to be there? We got to be at the studio at 8. Nah, man, I see y'all at 9, or I see y'all when I see y'all. And we've all been in crews like that, where there's that one person,
Right.
that's like that. And you have to make that calculus. Okay, do I want to do this without this ball?
Right.
Do I want to do this without this ball? The calculus for Q-Tip, the calculus for Ali is like, no, we want to do this with Fife.
Yes.
So Fife, you got to come.
Right.
They were digging his ass about it. He'd show up and he's like, yo, man, yeah, I'll be there. And Fife, to his credit, he's like, yeah, sometimes I would be there, sometimes I wouldn't be there.
He's honest.
He is honest about his faults, his shortcomings. He's honest about his fight against diabetes, which was on display in his lyrics, and it's on display in his life and his career. And to his credit, Q-Tip is honest about how he used to dig at Fife, and sometimes looking back, maybe I took the wrong road. Maybe I was a little hard. You know what I mean? I think the argument against this documentary is the light that some people, primarily Q-Tip, thinks that this paints of him. And there's some argument about that, and I don't want to go into that. We can go into that a little bit later. But I appreciate that he despite the love that Michael Rapaport has for this group, he is able to get honesty from these men. Mm-hmm. He is able to get an unvarnished story from these men that does devolve near the end into a huge dysfunction between them.
Right.
A really bad dysfunction that spills out from the group onto their, the people around them, even to their families, to their friends in hip hop. You see them all in this documentary saying, yeah, it was going to be like this. Maybe it is time to kill it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's real. The best documentaries feel like they feel authentic, and they feel like they're letting you in on something that you were not privy to. But they're doing it in such a way that feels honest and leaving it open to your interpretation. They're not making necessarily any type of judgment on it. They're just presenting this information as they have found it. And I honestly find that this documentary does that with the story of A Tribe Called Quest. And I think it portrays the group honestly, authentically, and beautifully in this film. Shout out to Michael Rapaport. Shout out to all of the producers in this film. Shout out to Tribe Called Quest. They've got their flowers. They may have some issues with this documentary, but boys, let me trust y'all. This is single-handedly one of the best documentaries, period, I've ever seen.
Yeah, look, I think it's a real shame that there was the controversy when it came out. I think, again, I'm a huge fan of A Tribe Called Quest. Beginning with Beats, Rhymes, and Life, that the album, their fourth album, Beats, Rhymes, and Life. And certainly by the time you get to their final album, The Love Movement, which they touch on both of these albums a bit in this documentary, but not that much, which, put a pin in that for a second. There had been rumblings for years that Phife and Q-Tip weren't best friends. And I think those are the type of rumblings. I think those of us that are fans of these groups, fans of these artists, and whether you're talking about EPMD, whether you're talking about Run DMC, whether you're talking about Brand Nubian, I'll throw De La Soul in here, even though it seems like De La Soul, like they really do love each other.
I would throw Salt and Pepper in there. Salt
and Pepper, The Roots. Like you always, as a fan, you want to think that these, like they're basically going on adventures with each other. They live right next door to each other. They do all this. But a lot of these artists and A Tribe Called Quest is certain, because it struck me when they broke up. They got together when they were children.
Yeah.
Like they said, they were 17 when People's Instinctive Travels and Paths of Rhythm came out. They were 28 when they broke up. 28 is not a child, but 28 is still on the younger end.
Yeah.
So these are very young men. So on the one hand, we want to believe this illusion that people, that these groups, these duos, they just hang out together. They talk on the phone all the time. They have sleepovers and this, that, and the other, because that's how you see them. And then certainly a group like A Tribe Called Quest, which was so humanistic, so human, that you just you just want to think that these dudes were just hanging out with each other all the time. Even hearing the rumblings of it kind of broke your heart a little bit. And then, as you said, when the footage came out, and it did seem salacious. It did seem like someone was basically taking advantage of this material.
Because it felt like hidden camera.
It felt like hidden camera. But as you said, when you watch this documentary, and this is my first time seeing it since it was in the movies. I saw it when it was in the movies, and then I saw it today. I'm actually going to push back against some of the language that you were using. Dysfunction. Things disintegrate. I think they just was getting on each other's nerves. I think lots of people get like there's never a moment in this documentary, even at the big blow up, where they basically cuss each other out, where I ever got the sense that Phife and Q-Tip didn't love each other. Like, you get on my damn nerves, but Q-Tip says it towards the end where they, and Phife admits this, like, I need the money because I'm having these health issues. There was never any hesitation that Q-Tip was going to be involved. Even where the documentary lands, it lands on them having, I don't even want to say reconciled. Like, they've gotten this point where, they're performing together. And certainly even when Phife passed, you got the sense that these are now grown men. Our relationship is complicated, but, this isn't the Brothers Johnson,
right? Where
we never going to speak to each other again. Or, Sly Stone and Larry Graham shooting at each other in the hotel lobby. Like this isn't dumb. So even that part of it, I thought has aged really gracefully. Like we talked about Biz Markie a couple of weeks ago, and I said even a couple of weeks ago that as I get older, I really respect and admire these testaments to these artists as men as they age as well. And I thought this was a wonderful, just on that level, testimony to these men aging, to these men trying to figure it out. Like, I wish Fife was still alive, because I do get the sense that they would have even figured that out more, because hopefully Fife would have taken the advice of his wife, which I was yelling at the screen myself. Negro, you need to be in therapy.
Yeah.
Because so much, I mean, Fife says it. I come from this strict background. My father was very strict. I don't like people imposing rules on me. Even if the rules, whether they're dietary rules that are going to keep me alive or professional rules, you are part of this successful hip hop group. Like, how have you made People's Instinctive Travels and Paths of Rhythm and Low End Theory, and I still got to beg you to come to the studio?
I know.
Like, this is clearly not, this is not a passing fancy.
Right.
This is like, you are in one of the most successful hip hop group. You're in one of the most successful musical groups of all time. You should probably take this more seriously than you're taking it.
Yeah.
So much of that is Fife in his own head. But to repeat what you said, there is never a moment in this documentary that I don't get the sense that Michael Rapaport doesn't love these men and love this group. And there is so much passion for it that, and I think, right, like today at this exact second, like, I think Michael Rapaport is an asshole.
Yeah.
But I think he loves A Tribe Called Quest.
I believe so.
And I think this is a loving testament to A Tribe Called Quest, because outside of that, talking about giving people flowers, I think this documentary articulates what makes A Tribe Called Quest so special in such great terms. Again, if you look, like A Tribe Called, A Tribe Called Quest changed my life. And I'm not unique.
Yeah.
Like I love the fact that when you listen to Pharrell
I was
Williams,
just about to say Pharrell.
you listen to Questlove, you listen to Common, you listen to Black Thought. Like, A Tribe Called Quest changed people's lives.
Right. And all of them in a documentary.
And all of them are in the documentary talking about what it was like to have this group of young black men, first and foremost, young black men. And I don't think you can ever overestimate the power of the image of young black manhood that isn't demonized, that isn't fetishized, that isn't this. And certainly by 1989, when People's Instinctive Travels and Paths of Rhythm comes out, you had already started to move into this sort of cliche of the rapper and what the rapper is. And again, there was always something so human about these men before you get to the music. Like, the music has not even come on yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when you get to the music, like, I love how the documentary captures Q-Tip primarily, his approach to finding samples, using samples, folding them, and then back to what they mean to people. Like, Questlove and Pharrell, I thought, really articulated how A Tribe Called Quest really was almost like a gateway to this whole world of blackness. That there's a moment where Black Thought is talking, and it cracked me up. Where if you look at early photos of A Tribe Called Quest, and certainly the album cover, like, they've got on, like, they're wearing a whole bunch of weirdo shit, and these hats and stuff. But Black Thought talks about it, like, they was wearing some real questionable shit. I ain't know what, but he says it. it wasn't, it didn't hit you like these are some weirdos. It hit you like Miles Davis. Like, clearly they know more about something than I know.
Exactly.
Like, they just on another level than I. Like, why am I not wearing a weird Chinese farmer hat and a poncho? And like, how come I'm not dressing like that? Like Q-Tip and Fife and Ali Shaheed Muhammad, apparently they have something else going on.
Yeah.
So they kind of opened the door, and again, just personally, this was absolutely the truth. Like, they gave me permission to read all these things, look at all these. Questlove says it. He says that they taught you to look at these old albums that your parents had differently. And this is something I say all the time. Like, I've said it on here numerous times. Like, my father introduced me to jazz. Like, this is what my father listened to. I usually say Pete Rock, but Q-Tip is also in here as well. They taught me to love it. Like, my father, this is my father's music, but these brothers taught me to love it. Like this is just, and it's not even just jazz. Like, I love the fact that they spent this moment with Busta Rhymes.
Oh yeah.
And Busta Rhymes talks about listening to Lyrics to Go off of Midnight Marauders, but it has the it has the Minnie Riperton sample. So, like, just all the 70s soul and the 70s soul funk, all of that is evident on the screen. And as you've heard just from my descriptions, I love the fact that these aren't music critics talking. I love the fact that even in 2011, bloggers and it wouldn't be podcasters, but I'll just be a hypocrite right now. Like, I don't really want to hear a podcaster talking about A Tribe Called Quest and how they love them. Like, I love the fact that their peers talked about, like again, Questlove and Pharrell and Common, and just their peers talking about how important they were to them and what it meant to have them around. And I thought it was an amazingly well done documentary.
It is. You talk about that music. I think what it pointed out was that if you're coming up at that time, as we both were, you could maybe be forgiven to just immediately, because of how they appear on screen, to lump A Tribe Called Quest. Oh, this is just somebody taken from De La Soul,
right?
Or somebody taken from the Jungle Brothers,
right?
But just because of the way that they appear, but because of, like you said, the music that they use, which is so steeped in not just jazz, but just in blackness, right? Like, because De La, because of Prince Paul, which was unique sound.
Oh,
but the sound pulled from all over.
Yeah.
To create something beautiful. But Tribe Called Quest created something that was black. And it is a tribe, and you wanted to be in that tribe.
Yes.
You wanted to go on that quest with them. And I thought that, you talk about how Busta goes off about Lyrics to Go. I love the way that the documentary, shows the creation of the Minnie Riperton sample, right? Even you using archival footage of her, right?
Because she's part of the story.
Because she is indeed part of the story, right? So I did love that. I loved Tip, referencing the old records, the father. You actually even go see him going shopping for records.
Yeah,
with Ali. That was cool. And I get that they are the introduction to the appreciation of that jazz, quiet as kept, the appreciation to other samples besides James Brown. Right? There are other drum beats.
Yeah.
Folks. So I loved every bit of that. The one thing I do, it's not a pushback, but I can see a lot of people, I shouldn't say a lot of people, but a lot of the things that I've read about the documentary was that some people purport that it kind of plays Q-Tip off to be like a maybe full of himself, egocentric type of guy, right? I don't necessarily get that.
I didn't get that at all.
I didn't get that at all. Do I get that Q-Tip may be akin to a musical genius?
Right.
Yup.
Yeah.
And full stop. You know? But I will say that I do wish Ali Shaheed comes off in the film, in the documentary, as he appears every place I've seen him.
Mm-hmm.
Soft spoken.
Yeah.
Little humble.
Yeah.
You know, not gonna like, you know, put himself out there like that. And maybe a little more dismissive of his contribution to the group than he necessarily needs to be.
I think Ali Shaheed Muhammad is like 90% of the DJs that I've ever known in my life. Like, they let the music talk. Like, part of the reason I became a DJ and not an MC is because I'm more comfortable behind the record.
Yeah, see, but there's and I know you're probably splitting hairs here, but where I'm splitting hairs, but there's a DJ, Eric B, and then there's a producer, Premier.
But see, here's
and I think Ali is more a producer. He's a DJ.
Well,
but he's a producer.
Here's the thing. And as much as we talk about the Fife part, and this is how I'll push back on Q-Tip as egotistical. I think Q-Tip might be as much or more of a producer than Ali Shaheed Muhammad. And I'm just going by what Ali Shaheed Muhammad and Q-Tip said. Like, I'm going by what they said. I mean, you're going, but like when you hear about who found the drum snares, who looped it, who did this, like Q-Tip has that whole "Can I Kick It" exercise with the Lonnie Liston Smith record, and at no point is Ali Shaheed Muhammad in the room.
Well, I understand. Okay, yes, but they're both producers.
No, I didn't say they weren't both producers. What I said is they're both producers.
Okay.
So
I guess I just would have liked him to maybe cape up a little bit, or to hear Q-Tip cape for him a little bit more.
Look,
it's a small thing.
Yeah.
The other thing that I would have liked for this documentary to answer, the question that I went into this documentary in 2011, wanting the answer for,
and that is,
did not get the answer, and upon rewatch, still don't know the answer.
What's your question, brother?
What did Jerobi do?
I think honestly, I think the documentary answered it. I think Jerobi is the one who kept the whole thing together.
Yeah, because they say he's the soul of the group.
Yeah, I think,
and by kept the thing together, meaning he's the one that got Fife there,
and by got him there, kept him there. Like, I think Jerobi is the little boy in Captain Planet with the heart ring.
Okay, I thought you were going to say little boy in the Fish That Saves Pittsburgh.
No, he not him. He not the little boy in the Fish That Saves Pittsburgh, but he is the little boy in Captain Planet with the heart ring. Because, look, man, look. Group dynamics. You got boys. God knows I got boys. There's people that are pressure valves. There are people that are that sort of stress testers to see just how strong this thing is. There are mediators.
Yeah.
There are this, that, and the other. I don't know if my brother is in the chat or not. Jerobi reminds me a lot of my brother. Like it's been a lot of things that Damon is the one. He may not be talking, but my brother is like that. Like it's dudes that keep things together. It's dudes that make this. I mean, they said it in there. Jerobi is the one that made them A Tribe Called Quest. So I 100% disagree with you on that.
I guess okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, they did
A, E, I, O, and U, and sometimes Y.
Right. Well, then I guess then that does answer the question to the beginning of the end. Is Jerobi kind of like bouncing in and out of the group?
Look, Jerobi bouncing in and out of the group, and I do think when Fife moved
to Atlanta,
I think that hurt Q-Tip's feelings. Quite honestly.
Now I do think that right there,
and because they some dumbass young boys, they couldn't. They couldn't talk to each other.
Right.
I think a lot of that comes with age.
Yeah, well, true. But I do think right there, one, you're saying like there wasn't dysfunction. I think that was real stuff. That was real stuff. I think Q-Tip was hurt, but he was also a little controlling.
We can split hairs. What you call dysfunction, I just call a crew. Like they just boys. It just so happened that these boys became one of the most influential hip hop groups in history when they were 17. But like people get on each other's nerves. People push each other's buttons. Some people are more A-type than others. I think it's just group dynamics. Like, again, I'm trying to think of a good group. The Temptations had dysfunction.
Yes. Well, okay.
The Supremes had dysfunction.
I will give.
Right.
I'll say the Supremes.
When I always say this is what I always say breaks up groups, and then whether we talking about Martin and Lewis or the Supremes or the Fugees or whoever is money, and you hear nothing about money in here.
No.
For as much as there was back and forth, I would not say I think ego breaks up groups.
It does.
I don't know how much ego was the problem here. Like I think dudes didn't talk to each other, and didn't communicate. But I never got the sense that anyone in this group was like, I don't need this group.
Okay.
Women, sex, whatever your
that doesn't appear to have been a problem here.
No problem with people fighting over girls or somebody's, and addiction. Now we can argue whether or not, and Fife says, I'm addicted to sugar. But to me, those are the four elements that when I look at group dynamics and I look at groups fall apart and this, that, and the other, ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. Like, see, that's ego. Drugs, money. I think the brothers Johnson had a fallout over money.
Money. Yeah.
Roger and Zapp. What's Roger's last name?
Roger. Why you ask me these things? I can't remember his name.
But I feel like maybe him and his brother, him and one of his siblings had money. Ain't no money. Women, this one sleeping with that one or that one, I think they just I think they were in their 20s.
Okay.
I think they were in their 20s and
but I still think it's
like if that's dysfunction, most people have dysfunction. Which we could argue that most people have dysfunction.
There's dysfunction here.
And yet here we are on episode what?
457.
The four I just said.
Yeah, because we ain't making no money.
That's why we got Patreon. Ain't no $5, people. For $5.
Thank you, International Road Troutman, Roger Troutman.
Roger Troutman, right? So, but, again, I think it's, appropriately enough, I was listening to People's Instinctive Travels and Paths of Rhythm on the way
Are you
over.
like contractually obligated to always say the full album?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know.
But it's like a travel log. Like it really is you are on this journey with these young men through the city.
Yeah.
Capital T, capital C. And I think for a lot of us, there is this intimacy where these are your brothers, like you know them.
Yeah.
So that any type of wave bothers you. Talking about something that this documentary I think captured really well. When Trugoy and Pasta News from De La Soul, like you can tell. Oh, and then Maceo, I thought Maceo was going to punch Q-Tip, where he said, "You got me at my house upset with my wife. Like I'm telling my wife about this and this, that, and the other." Like we love and this is what I mean about ego. Like I got the sense that Q-Tip doesn't really understand just how much he means to people. Like at one point, I think Barry White says that, where Q-Tip, like, dude, it's not just you. Like you belong to us. Like you can't just, like you gotta hold it together for us. And like when Maceo told him, I'm at the house and I'm upset and this, that, and the other, even Fife's wife. Like at one point, Fife's wife is like, because I love A Tribe Called Quest.
Mm-hmm. She does.
So that I do think
she says, "Poor Ali," in the middle.
I think we were all very sensitive about this project.
We were
arguably oversensitive because again, I'm right in lockstep with you. I thought this was a beautiful testament.
It was
to what they've done, to their legacy. I love the fact that brothers and sisters were on there, gave them their flowers.
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact that Michael Rapaport is a big enough fan that he knew we'd want to see Bob Power.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we love the engineer.
That's right.
We love the engineer. It's like, it's Bob Power.
And he's like, well, I was there. Yeah. I mean, he's keeping it real.
And Bob Power. But I did. I love so much about it. Back to the Lonnie Smith. I loved it. Like, I actually buy records just like Q-Tip described buying that Lonnie Liston Smith record.
Oh, really?
Like, ooh, look at the cover. Who's on the cover? And it's like, ooh, well, what record label is it on? Because I follow record labels. And it's like, ooh, well, who are the sidemen? Who played on it? Mm-hmm. And then you do that. But that really, this is not somebody who is just doing this. Like, this is somebody who loves it.
Yeah.
Like, you love that.
That's his identity.
It's his identity. But again, he kind of put it out in the world. They put it out into the world like this. And appropriately enough, as I said, because my boy's been talking about boxing for 2 days, and I'm just, I get my little beep on the phone and look and say, oh, still talking about boxing. I had to pay attention to this. Like, I love the fact that Fife is a big sporty sport.
He is.
But they still boys.
Of course.
Like, okay, you sporty sport. Like, that's your thing.
Of course.
It's not my thing. And it's certainly not my thing like it's your thing. But you can have your thing and I can have my thing.
I mean, you are right that is kind of like what happens, especially when you hit young. So you do start hanging as if like you're your brother. So you're spending every moment with each other.
Right.
And after a certain point, it's not so much that you get on each other's nerves. It's just that after a certain point, something happens and it's just enough to light the fuse to be like, duh, come on. And the next thing you know, you're pulling apart from each other.
Right.
You still love each other.
Right.
You're still best friends.
It just so happened it was 40,000 people out waiting for them to come perform when it happened.
Yeah, they backstage like what? Oh God.
One last thing, a testament just to the construction of this documentary. There's a moment at the end where Q-Tip and Phife are both talking about their differences with each other, and there's intercut. But at least the way I was watching it, what it showed me is how they were both misunderstanding each other.
Oh yeah, they both weren't hearing each other.
Right, like Q-Tip is like, I would never say that it was Q-Tip and A Tribe Called Quest because it was about the unit. And so for him, that was him being selfless. But the way Phife interpreted it was him not being honest. Mm-hmm. Like, you think it's Q-Tip. I wish you in The Tribe Called Quest. Like, I wish you just say it straight out.
Right.
And it was like, that's not, like they're just at these cross purposes, which is why they should have gone to therapy.
Well,
but
Phife wasn't going to happen. But they gave us 5. Was it 5? No, six albums. Yeah, upon which I saw in the chat that on the last one, Jerobi finally, you hear him.
And Jerobi can spit a little bit.
Okay, because I've never heard. I never heard the 6th album.
It is not bad. It is not bad.
Okay, well, I've heard you say that about the Love Movement.
No, I didn't say that about the Love Movement. I said that about Beats, Rhymes, and Life.
Okay.
Yeah, Beats, Rhymes, and Life is not bad. The problem with Beats, Rhymes, and Life is that it is the 4th album after 3 of the greatest albums of all time.
Yeah.
I don't like the Love Movement.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I don't like the Love Movement sounds like. But, I forget the name. I'm saying So Long and Thanks for All the Fish. That's a Douglas Adams novel. But that last album is not bad.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Was that done before?
There's some Phife on there.
Okay. Good. It was released after he passed.
After he released it after he passed. And it's a nice companion piece. Phife's last album, Forever.
Okay.
Is nice too. So, obviously they make me sad because there's that, but it's sort of like a Marvin Gaye "Hear My Dear" kind of thing. Where it's like, if you're in a certain mood for it.
Yeah.
But Kendrick's on there, Buster's on there, and he's doing work. Jerobi is spitting.
Nice.
It's like, oh, okay, Jerobi.
I will say real quick about the documentary, the moment where Jerobi speaks, from the heart of his friendship with Phife, I do think that is a beautiful moment.
Look, man.
That is a beautiful moment. And he does seem like a man who is very comfortable with who he is, but he had to walk a path to find it.
Who you talking about, Jerobi?
Jerobi.
Yeah.
And I appreciate
that. Yeah. Again, I think he was the glue. I really do think as much, and I agree with you. I think Phife moving to Atlanta, maybe, one part Q-Tip is a control freak. The other part, I do think it hurt his feelings. But I feel like if Jerobi was more in the mix, he could have helped to figure that out, because I think that was his role. I think that was his role.
Yeah, it's true. True. Well, I would recommend, before you ask me, so no need to ask me, I would recommend, if you haven't already, see Beats, Rhymes, and Life, The Travels of a Tribe Called Quest. Beautiful documentary. And it's a beautiful Tribe Called Quest album, video album.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, I agree. Again, I cannot overemphasize how important A Tribe Called Quest is to me. And as someone who absolutely adores this band and absolutely adores everything that they've done for me personally and philosophically and just the music that they've gifted us, I think this documentary was a wonderful testament to that. I think it really did a great job capturing what makes them so special. So I agree.
All right, that is our review of Beats, Rhymes, and Life, The Travels of a Tribe Called Quest.